Hello everyone, welcome back to this tutorial. So in previous session we have discussed about the phase system in the soil. So in today's session we are going to discuss about the phase system and volumetric relations, weight volume relations and index properties of the soil. So I will just revise briefly about the previous session. So you can see over here, if I consider a handful of soil, in that there are various components which are present. So first and very important component which is present is soil particles. So and again in between these soil particles voids are going to be present. So in this voids either air will be present or else water will be present. In some voids air and water also will be present. So you can see there are mainly three components which are present over here. So those three components are nothing but air, soil particles and water. So proportionalities are percentage of these three constituents are going to define the property of the soil. That means properties of the soil will be depending upon these three components percentage of these three components. So as percentage varies, properties of soil will vary. So we will move further. You can see, so just for the study purpose we are going to represent all these three components separately. In fact, in practical these components will not be separate, but for study purpose we are taking them separately. So we will move further. Soil phase system. So soil phase system is nothing but if all the constituents of the soil such as soil solids, water and air are represented separately in a single system. If in a single system all these three components are represented separately, then it is called as soil phase system. So soil phase system is nothing but representation of these three constituents of the soil separately in a single system. It is called as phase system. Now we will move further. In phase system there are two types of phase system, that is three phase system and two phase system. Let us study what is three phase system first. So I will move further. Let us study what is three phase system. So this three phase system is all the three constituents, that means soil solids, air and water are present in the soil. Then that soil can be represented as a phase diagram, and that phase diagram or phase system is called as three phase system. So in general, if all the three constituents are present in a phase system, it is called as three phase system. So this three phase system can be converted to two phase system also. When this three phase system will be converted to two phase system, I will tell you. So when the soil is, there are two cases in which three phase system can be converted to two phase system. So when the soil is absolutely dry, means in the voids there is no water constituent or there is no water component which is present. That means what is going to happen, you can see over here, when the soil is completely dry there will be no water component, means there are only two components which are left, that is nothing but air and soil solids. So these two components are there, that is why it is called as two phase system. We can move further. Again there is another condition in which three phase system can be converted to two phase system. So what is that condition? That condition is when the soil is fully saturated, means there is no air component which is present, all the voids will be filled by water. So that means you can see over here air component is not present, only water and soil solids are present. That is why it is called as two phase system. I hope you have understood about the phase systems. So let us study in detail about the three phase system. So based on this three phase system we are going to derive various basic properties or various index properties. So those index properties are entirely depending upon these phase systems. So you can see over here, if these three particles if these three components are represented separately in a three-phase system. So on left side there is volume components. Based on the volume I am going to measure these three components. On right side, based on the weight, I am going to measure these three components. So based on the volume, if I measure volume of soil solids is denoted by Vs, volume of water is denoted by Vw, volume of air is denoted by Va. So total volume of voids is nothing but Vv. So total volume of entire system is called as V. So these are volumetric measures. Now if I consider the weight of soil solids is denoted by Ws or Wd. Weight of water is denoted by Ww. Weight of air is denoted as Wa. So weight of voids is Wv. So total weight is W. One thing very carefully you can observe over here. If I want to calculate total volume V, I can say that it is an addition of volume of soil solids, that is Vs, volume of water, that is Vw, volume of air, that is Va. So Vs is equal to V is equal to Vs plus Vw plus Va. But here if I want to calculate total weight, that is nothing but W, so I can say that it is addition of Ws plus Ww plus Wa. But a very important case over here is weight of air. So weight of air is equal to 0, because as the weight is more, I can neglect, as the weight is very small, I can neglect it. As the weight is very small, I can neglect it. That means Wa will be equal to 0. So total weight will be equal to Ws plus Ww. So Wa component will become 0 because weight of the air is negligible and it is very small. So these are the terminologies. You can go through these terminologies. So terms and their full form is given. Further, you can see this is what I was explaining. If total volume V is equal to Vs plus Va plus Vw, weight of soil solids, weight of air plus weight of water, in that volume of soil solids, volume of air plus volume of water, in that volume of voids will be equal to volume of air plus volume of water. Similarly, you can see if I want to consider total weight, so total weight is nothing but weight of soil solids, weight of water plus weight of air. As the weight of air is negligible, I can remove it. So total weight will be equal to, therefore total weight will be equal to weight of soil solids plus weight of water. So this phase system is very important for us. Based on this phase system only, we are going to derive, or we are going to study the basic relations. So what are those basic relations? What is the importance of those basic relations? We are going to see further. You can see here these index properties of the soil are categorized into two ways. One is volumetric relations, another one is weight volume relations. So first we are going to see volumetric relations, means we are going to compare the volumes. Okay, so first index property of the soil is void ratio. So remember, without proper study of phase system, you won't be able to understand this, because these all are depending upon the phase system only. So void ratio is denoted by small e. It might be looking like C, but it is E. So you can see over here. So E, it is defined as ratio of volume of voids to the volume of soil solids. So E is equal to volume of voids divided by volume of soil solids. So volume of voids divided by volume of soil solids is going to give us the void ratio. So this is the first volumetric relation. Next you can see porosity. Porosity is denoted by small n. So it is defined as ratio of volume of voids to the total volume. So n is equal to volume of voids divided by total volume, Vv divided by V. So n is equal to Vv divided by V. So you can see over here E is equal to, E means void ratio, Vv divided by Vs. Vv means volume of voids, Vs means volume of soil solids. So Vv divided by V is nothing but porosity. Remember, this porosity is expressed as a percentage. However, in equations it is used as a ratio. While substituting in equations, you can use this porosity as a ratio. or else you can express it in terms of percentage. A very important note over here which I have marked, that is porosity and void ratio are measure of denseness or looseness of the soil. What it means, if as soil becomes more and more dense, if density of soil increases, the value of porosity and void ratio decreases. Remember, these are inversely proportional. Denseness and porosity and void ratio are inversely proportional. So how they are inversely proportional, I will tell you. Remember, if denseness increases, voids will decrease. If voids will decrease, volume of voids will decrease. So as numerator is decreasing, this both void ratio and porosity will decrease. So denseness increases, volume of voids decreases. That is why void ratio and porosity decreases. So this is very important parameter. You can just go through it. So this is a basic relation. I am going to derive it later. We will move further. So these are the few examination questions, that is differentiate void ratio and porosity with the help of phase system. Explain the following: void ratio, porosity, water content and air content. Water content and air content we are going to see further in this lecture. So we will move further. So degree of saturation. So degree of saturation is a ratio of volume of water to the volume of voids. That is nothing but VW divided by VV. So degree of saturation is generally expressed as percentage. That is, if the ratio, that means degree of saturation, is 0.5, then it is 50%. Remember, there is a very important point over here which I have marked. Degree of saturation is equal to 0 means, degree of saturation is equal to 0 means when the soil is completely dry. Why it is like this? If S is equal to 0, soil is completely dry. Why I am saying this? Because if the soil is completely dry, volume of water will be equal to 0. That's why S will be equal to 0. But S will be 100% when all the voids will be filled by water, means when the soil is completely saturated. So I can say that S is entirely depending upon volume of water. Volume of water will be equal to 0 when soil is completely dry. That's why S will be equal to 0 in that case. But volume of water is equal to volume of voids, that means all the voids will be completely filled by water. In that case, S will be equal to 1. So that's the note. By marking it as important, I have given. Further we will see air content, that is AC. Air content is defined as ratio of the volume of air to volume of voids. So volume of air to volume of voids is nothing but air content. So air void ratio or percentage of air voids, that is NA. So it is a ratio of volume of air to the total volume of voids. So VA divided by V. Volume of air divided by total volume. So it is represented as percentage. So both air content, there is a note over here, both air content and percentage of air void will be 0 when the soil is fully saturated. Again, again the same technique comes. When the soil is fully saturated, means all the voids are filled by water. In that case, volume of air will be equal to 0 because all the voids are filled by water. So NA and NC, NA and AC will become 0, means air content and percentage air voids will become 0. So this is a small relation between air content and percentage air voids. So we'll move further. So these are the volume relations. We are studying the index properties. In that we have completed with the volume relations. Now we are going to study volume weight relations. As in the syllabus, they have not mentioned about volume mass relations, but if you study volume weight relations, you can easily understand about the volume mass relations. They are both are same. So I am directly going to move further with volume weight relations. So the unit for volume weight relation is kilonewton per meter cube. So you can see over here bulk unit weight. So it is defined as total weight per unit total volume. It is denoted by mu or mu b. So weight divided by volume. So total weight, it might be saturated, it might be dry, anything. So total weight divided by volume. Next one is dry unit weight. You can see over here, if weight divided by volume, if we do, we can call it as a unit weight. If mass divided by volume, we can call it as a density. So similar to weight volume relations, there is volume mass relations also. So we call them as a density. Here we call this as a unit weight. So you can go through those also. It is there in the notes. So further, dry unit weight, that is mu d, is nothing but total weight of soil solids per unit volume. So Ws divided by V. So you can see one thing over here. If I consider a dry soil and if I calculate its bulk density, I am indirectly calculating the dry unit weight, because here we are considering the total weight. If the soil is completely dry, there is no weight of water comes into picture. So if there is no weight of water comes into picture, obviously weight of air is negligible because it is very small. So total weight in that case will be equal to weight of soil solids if the soil is completely dry. So knowingly or unknowingly, we are calculating dry unit weight when we consider completely dry soil. We move further. Saturated unit weight, when the soil is completely saturated, if we consider the weight of soil, that is WSAT we call. So WSAT divided by total volume is nothing but saturated unit weight. Similarly, submerged unit weight. Submerged unit weight is nothing but submerged weight of soil per unit volume. That is weight of submerged soil divided by total volume. So there is a relation between saturated unit weight and submerged unit weight. So submerged unit weight is equal to saturated unit weight minus mu W. So mu W is called as unit weight of water. That is nothing but weight of water divided by volume of water. Weight of water divided by volume of water. You can see further water content or moisture content. So it is defined as water content or moisture content is defined as, it is the ratio of weight of water to the weight of soil solids. It is defined as weight of water to the weight of soil solids. So this is what I was saying. You can see weight of water divided by volume of water, that is going to give us unit weight of water. So if I want to calculate water content or moisture content, I can say that weight of water divided by weight of soil solids. Generally it is represented in the form of percentage. So unit weight of soil solids so it is nothing but weight of soil solids divided by volume of soil solids. So these are the weight volume relations. So another important terminology which we need to study is specific gravity. So specific gravity is defined as, it is a ratio of weight of given volume of soil solids to the equal volume of distilled water. Remember, equal volume. It is nothing but unit weight of soil solids divided by unit weight of equal volume of water. Unit weight of equal volume of water. So here water should come. So by mistakenly I have written soil solids. So mu S divided by mu W. There are two important terms which we need to consider. One is true or absolute specific gravity. Another one is apparent or mass specific gravity. True specific gravity means what? While considering the equal volume of soil solids, they said. So if I remove the volume of voids from that while calculating the equal volume, if I remove the voids, so it is going to give us the true volume. So if I consider the true volume, I can get true specific gravity. If I consider the total volume, I can get apparent specific gravity. So with this, we are going to complete with the index properties of the soil. Further, in next session, we are going to discuss about the basic relations between properties of the soil, means relation between index properties of the soil. So based on these index properties of the soil, we are going to derive their interrelations. With that interrelations, we are going to solve the problems. Okay, I hope you have understood. I will stop here. We will continue in the next session with basic relation between index properties or properties of the soil. Thank you.